All right, we're going to get going here. Going live. What's up, Big Boss? Big Boss Gary. Just getting started here. Welcome to the Instagram live stream.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check. Click for the virus, click, lose respect.
Scamware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around.
Fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link. We ain't falling for that.
Scamware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test.
If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
What's up, Dave?
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer and truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, betting wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, leave you broken instead. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101, learn the tricks, then tell someone. gets a call, your grandkid stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, ask one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday, 5:50 p.m. We get this live stream started. Welcome, everybody. Make sure to say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. If your first time joining, my name's Jared. I'm with Scamware 101. And our mission here over here at Scamware 101 is to spread awareness about scams that target individuals. Individuals like you, your friends, your loved one, your family. Because it's a big problem, these scammers. They want to take everything you have, and once they get it, you can't get it back. It's a big problem. People are losing their retirement, their investments, their savings. It's really heartbreaking, the stories that you're hearing. So what we try to do over here at Scamware 101 is spread awareness. And for the next 2 hours or so on this live stream, we're going to go over some common scams that are targeting you and your friends. We're going to go over some red flags to help you identify these scams. We're also going to show you real examples, because we believe if you see real examples, you're more likely to spot these scams when you're the target of the scammer. Right? So if this sounds good to you, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Give me a like, a follow, subscribe. It really does help. Also, you can check out our website. It's scamware101.com, and you can join our free mailing list. Right there on our website. Just click join free mailing list. We're also on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Twitter, Threads. So make sure to follow us over on there. You can also donate, scamware101.com/donate. And we have memberships and super chats and super thanks enabled over on YouTube as well. So all fun ways you can help support our mission over here. Make sure to join that free mailing list. But with that said, we're going to jump into some common scam examples to help you recognize and protect yourself from scammers. And real quick, again, we're going to be streaming for the next 2 hours or so. So plenty of time to invite some friends here, get some more people in here. We're going to go over lots of useful information that's going to help protect you and your loved ones. So let's get started here. The first type of scams that we're going to talk about this evening are social media scams, and specifically the scams you're going to find in the Facebook comments. Now, just because I'm going to show you these examples that are in Facebook comments, that doesn't mean the other social media sites are safe, right? So the scams we're going to go over, you have to watch out no matter what social media platform you're on, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The scammers are on all of them, right? And according to one of the most recent reports from the FTC, social media has actually overtaken phone calls, text messages as the #1 way people are getting scammed, right? So these scammers, they have infiltrated social media. They're all over it, and you have to be careful, okay? So let's take a look at some of these scams that you might find on Facebook, specifically in the Facebook comments. So these first few examples of some Facebook comment scams that I'm going to show you here are these fake prize and sweepstakes scams. Okay, and you can see here in these first few examples that I'm going to show you where these profiles, they impersonate somebody else. You know, impersonation scams are a big problem. Okay, and you can see in these first few examples, the first one impersonates Reba McEntire, fans chat and giveaway. Right, it says, congratulations, you have been selected as one of the random winners. Your name has appeared on the winning list. Please get back to me upon receiving this message. Don't do it, it's a scam. Right, the next one here, it impersonates a radio station, the Eagle 100.9. Right, it says, Jessica, congratulations on you being chosen as today's winner. Visit my page. Don't do it, it's a scam. Right, and then we got the Toby Mac giveaways fake profile. And I ask this every week just because I've never looked it up yet. Still waiting for somebody to answer the question, who the heck is Toby Mac? But anyway, it says, Lorraine, you won. Visit my profile. Don't do it. It's a scam, right? These fake sweepstakes scams, how they work, and they're not just on social media, they're offline as well. But how they work is they're going to try to trick you into thinking you won some kind of prize, right? And then usually what they do is they'll try to get you to pay fees or taxes on the supposed prize. In other cases, like these fan chat fake profiles, right? They might offer you fake prizes and like meeting Reba McEntire. Right, and they're gonna try to get personal information from you or make you pay for something small, but it's actually a trick to get your payment details. Right. So anyway, the moral of this whole story here is watch out for these random people that are leaving you comments and saying that you won something. Right. It seems innocent enough, but it's actually a very common scam, offline and online. Now the same thing goes. You get an email or a physical letter that says you won a giveaway. You have to be careful. Right, so watch out for that. I've seen these a lot in Facebook comments. They're all out there. Hey, ham Ham Zanasar, welcome. Tomorrow is my economics paper. It's economics. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's rough. Good luck on that paper. Harmful comment links. Let's talk about this. This is probably one of the most dangerous scams that you could find in these comments is these fake links. And as you can see here, harmful comment links. What these do, and I guarantee you, if you go look on a social media page for like a news station, you're going to see these in the comments. And what these scammers do is they take advantage of a breaking news situation, right? Something's unfolding, something's going down live, it's in real time, it's all over the media. And what these scammers do is they jump into the Facebook comments and they start claiming to have footage or having additional information, right? But it's a trick. They're trying to get you to go to these links. So for example, this person says, I saw it all unfold live. Here's a raw footage they're not showing, and then it has a link. But that link's going to take it to a fake website that either installs a virus or malware on your device, or it steals your personal information, right? You cannot trust links that strangers leave on your profile or on your comments, right? Here's another one. I managed to record the moment it happened, and then it has a link, another link. And notice how these links, they try to impersonate Sky Sports and Porter News. They're trying to impersonate news organizations, but they're not. They're fake, and they're going to try and install malware on your device. I hear someone to put, I froze for a second, then hit record button. This is what I saw. And there's the link to the fake website. Don't fall for it. Very common scam. And, once they get malware on your device, they'll use it to do something malicious, right? They'll break the law. It'll come back to you. It's no good. All right, so be suspicious of any links that you see on Facebook comments. All right, so that's the second type of scam that you'll probably encounter a lot on social media and Facebook. But now, here's a third type of scam. And, I said the last one might be the most dangerous. I take it back. This one is probably the most dangerous. Okay? And it seems so innocent. And it seems so like, really, that's a scam? But when strangers leave you a comment requesting that you message them or requesting that you add them to your friends, right? And you don't know who people are. They're completely random. It's a scam. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how is that a scam? They're just asking for a message. They're just asking for a friend request. What they're doing is they're initiating contact with you. Right? They know if they message you directly, it's going to get blocked by Facebook. If they try to add you as a friend, Facebook's going to block it in most cases. But if they leave a comment asking you to message them or you to send a friend request to them, it bypasses the filter. It's a trick. It's a way for them to get past that filter and past the defenses of Facebook. Right? So once they get onto your friends list and they have a message back and forth, it becomes extremely dangerous because it's a long-term deception scam. They're going to spend a week or two gaining your trust. You're going to think that you made a new best friend. Every day they're going to be messaging you, hey, how you doing, buddy? How you been? Right? It could turn into a romance scam. It could turn into an investment scam, which we're going to actually talk about next. Right? But again, when someone's leaving a comment, strangers leaving you comments or sending you messages, asking for you to send them friend requests, be suspicious, right? They're all over the place. When I gathered these examples, it took me 10 minutes to gather these examples. I just went, looked at some news profiles on Facebook, and boom, I found all these examples of the scams, right? They're out there. There's tons of them, and you have to be careful, okay? Especially on Facebook and any other social media. What's up, Liz? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Always good to see you. You're here early today. Awesome. Here comes the soul. Hi, Jared in chat. Hey, here comes the soul. I don't recognize that name, but good to see you. Oh, if your first time here, welcome. Very cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see so many new faces here. This stuff's serious. It's important. And even if you feel like you're too smart to get scammed, I'm going to show you some things this evening that you can share with friends and family, right? You want to protect them because it's not right. It's not right that these scammers get away with it. So anyway, just to quickly summarize what we just talked about on these comment scams. Dangerous actions to avoid, right? Clicking links that are left in your comments. Okay, be very suspicious about that. Just like links anywhere, links in emails, links in text messages, you have to be suspicious, right? You have to guard yourself. Right, the fake prize scams, not just on social media, but everywhere, right? And then really, this all comes back to trusting strangers. You're told when you're a child, or maybe you even told your kids, right? You can't talk to strangers. Well, now that the internet's here, that rule still applies more than ever, right? You got to keep that guard up and don't be tricked by these scammers. They're extremely talented at what they do. Right. Ah, cool. Here comes the soul. Says he was a lurker, but he watches often. Thank you so much. I always appreciate it. Even the lurkers out there, hey, I appreciate you guys. It really helps. So let's start talking about some more of these scams. And what's interesting about these social media scams I just talked about is that they evolve, right? So you're like, if somebody sends me a message, what's the big deal? Here's what the big deal is. It evolves into something like a romance scam, right? They'll create fake profiles. They'll send you messages on social media to try and become your friend. And again, these are long-term deception scams. And what I mean by that is they will literally spend a week or two gaining your trust. All right, so let's talk about the romance scams a little bit, because this is very damaging. These romance scams, lots of money are being lost to these romance scams. And these scammers are taking advantage of the most vulnerable too. But I'm going to give you some tips about how to avoid these. All right, and rule number one is never send money to someone you never met. Okay, if you've never met them in person, you just can't trust them to send the money. You really can't. At this point, there's so many scammers, you have to live by that rule, right? And some ways that these romance scammers target their victims, right? They'll target them through social media, like we were just talking about. It seems like an innocent comment or an innocent friend request, right? But it's not. These scammers are targeting you on social media. The dating websites and dating apps, right? Because of AI, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more too. And by the way, I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts in the comments in the chat too. But because of AI, these scammers, they could create fake dating profiles, fake pictures. They could send fake video phone calls to you. It's very dangerous now. They've fully embraced AI, and you'll think that you're having a conversation with some beautiful woman, right? But it's actually some scammer in Pakistan or something, or India, all right? So it's dangerous out there. And wrong number scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. But wrong number scams, they're a big problem too. We released a video about wrong number scams. It got over 100,000 views, right? So people are interested in that, and it's a big problem. But hey, let's keep talking about these romance scams. Some common narratives that you're dealing with a romance scammer. Okay, this is what they say. These are their excuses not to meet you in person, right? Sometimes they'll say they're in the military and they're deployed overseas. Okay, that's very common. They'll provide you pictures, right? There's a story that we read on the media the other day. This army soldier, lieutenant, I don't know what his rank was, but some guy in the army, scammers took his picture. They were scamming all these women with this fake picture of some military guy. And their excuse is, I'm in the military, I'm overseas, right? They'll say they're an oil rig contractor and they're stationed on an offshore oil rig. Sometimes they'll say they're an international worker and they're overseas on business, right? Those are huge red flags if you're talking to somebody on a romantic level and they're giving you excuses why they can't meet, right? And again, this type of scam, they're going to invest days and weeks into building your trust, right? They're going to invest days and weeks. So don't be fooled by, well, they talk to me every day, I think I could trust them. That's all part of playbook, right? And one last note about these romance scams. They'll request money eventually. And a lot of times they'll say it's for medical bills, for legal issues, maybe for visa or passport fees, flight or travel expenses, right? They're all clever tricks to try and get you to give them money. Okay, they'll request it in gift cards, which we're going to talk about later in this live stream. Gift cards, huge red flag, right? Big problem when they request gift cards from you. You have to be alert. Bitcoin and crypto, they'll request. And something that's become extremely common now is they'll direct their victims to go to Walmart and load a OnePay account, which is like a prepaid account or a debit card account over at Walmart, right? And of course, classic wire transfers. All red flags, all things that, you know, when someone's asking for these unusual forms of payment, it's a red flag, okay? So keep your guard up online with the romance scams, and really never send money to someone unless you met them, right? That's the rule of thumb. And, you know, and some of these advanced scammers, they get you even after they meet you too. But for the most part, definitely don't send money unless you meet this person. Now, oh, and check out The Tinder Swindler on Netflix, right? There's a documentary about these types of scams, and it's called The Tinder Swindler. It's entertaining, but it's also true, right? So go check out The Tinder Swindler on Netflix. So this next scam we're going to talk about here, pig butchering scam. Let me know in the chat if you heard about pig butchering scams. This seems to be a one that people have heard about and they recognize the name, right? But basically, a pig butchering scam is when a scammer builds a fake relationship with victims online and convinces them to invest in something often fake. The scammer takes the victim's money in the process. But these pig butchering scams are another example of these long-term deception scams, where again, they'll start off with a simple message on social media. Hey, you seem nice. Add me as a friend. Or they'll start off with a wrong number scam. Oh, I got the wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends. We're going to talk about that one again in a little bit. But they build your trust after a week or two. And then they hit you with the storyline. They'll say, hey, my uncle and aunt is an expert investor and you should join our investing club. Or I'll say, I'm going to invite you to my private investment group, right? It's invitation only. Don't tell anybody about it, right? Or they'll say, I learned how to do these trading tricks overseas and now I'm making all this money, right? And because they spent a week or two building up your trust, that's why this is dangerous. Because now you think you have a friend that you could trust and they're saying, hey, here's a great way for you to make money. But listen to this. This is where it gets wild. Okay. So they'll tell you something. They'll say, hey, my uncle's part of a private investing club. You could join. Here's our website or here's our app. Okay. They give you a link to a website or an app. The website and the app are completely fake. They're designed to look like real trading platforms and they're designed to show you constant returns, right? That aren't real. So you're depositing money into this investment app and you could be super careful at first, just a little bit here, a little bit there, right? But you're always seeing the return. But it's not real. It's all part of a scam, right? And the reason they do this is because you figure, wow, this is great. I'm making so much money. It's to trick you into investing more and more. I can't lose. Look at this. I'm up on everything. You keep on investing and investing. And something to keep in mind, they'll actually let you take a little bit of the money out. That's very important because that little detail that they let you take some of the funds out, right? That's why people believe this is real. They think I was able to withdraw the money, so this must be legit. Let me deposit my entire retirement fund into this. No, that's all part of a scam. It's very advanced. And again, these fake apps, the fake websites, they're designed to make you feel like, wow, I'm making all this money. I'm getting returns on all my investments. This is great. In some cases, they're having conference calls together. So you think that you're having these video conferences with an investment group, but it's fake. It's a scam, right? It's not real. And eventually what happens is when it gets to the point that you're going to actually want to withdraw your returns, right? Let's say you invested $30,000, okay? And it's showing you $300,000 return. It's showing you a 10x return on your money, right? So you say, okay, I want to withdraw my money. That's when the problems start happening, right? Scammers are like, no, you can't withdraw your money, right? And what they'll do is they'll try to get you one last time. They'll say, well, to withdraw that money, you need to pay the fees and the taxes on it first, right? They'll try to get you one more time. You never get anything back. So this type of scam is extremely dangerous because it's designed to take people's entire life savings, their entire retirement funds, right? It's not about just taking $1,000 or a couple $1,000s. This type of scam is designed to make these people feel like, wow, I finally have a cushion for an investment cushion. I'm getting money back. This is great, but they end up losing everything. Terrible scam, extremely dangerous, and you need to not be tricked by it, right? If you're being told to sign up for these websites and these exchanges, don't trust it. Make sure that you're dealing with there's only a few legit exchanges out there, right? When it comes to investing crypto and Bitcoin. So, but again, watch out for these pig butchering scams. Extremely dangerous, long-term deception, right? You think you made a friend, and then that's it. All right, they get you. All right, cool. We got some chatting going on here. Liz says that I got a call from someone that asked for my ex, said that person is not at this number. They asked if I could hear them. I said I can. They asked again. I said no. Huh, strange. Not sure what that'd be about, but sounds suspicious. I think they're trying to get me to say yes. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of scams where they say they try to get you to say yes and they record your voice. It's a tough situation. I mean, I say yes so many times on this live stream that I'm just screwed if anybody wants to record my voice. So go ahead. By the way, you can clone me too. Yeah, I'm putting it all out here. But they say imitation is the best form of flattery, right? Once somebody clones me and there's a fake Scamware 101, I know I've made it. Anyhow, let's continue with some more of these scam examples to watch out for here. Oh, one couple quick notes about these pig butchering scams, right? Consumers ages 60 plus, right? The older folks out there lost $744 million to this scam in 2024, right? $744 million. And that was a couple of years ago, right? Now it's a lot worse. Now it's probably, I'm going to say it's probably like 2 or 3 times more by now. So big problem. You know, don't become a stat. And also, anybody you're talking to tells you to download an app, be suspicious. So the next scam we're going to talk about here, employment scams. So if a job offer sounds too good to be true, and you're getting a text message out of nowhere from a recruiter or an agency you never heard of, it's suspicious, right? And these employment scams are actually a big problem. They're becoming even more of a big problem. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of these text messages that you might get. Right. So here's one where it says, "Hello, my name is Lisa, and I'm a recruiter at CleanSpark. Several recruiting firms have recommended your resume, so our company has an online job for you." And then it goes on to say you can make like $200 a day for 30 minutes of work. Red flag, right? And it goes on to all this 15 to 30 days off and all these things that sound too good to be true. And then it closes with a WhatsApp number, which is a red flag. If you're getting a text message and the only thing they provide is a WhatsApp number to call back, which is different from a regular phone number, right? A WhatsApp number is separate from that. So that's always a red flag. Here's another one that impersonates TikTok Recruitment Center. And it says, "We are now hiring 3,000 TikTok backup talents, people with a passion, responsible employees, a daily salary of $400 a day. And hours are flexible, 1 hour per day." So there you go, 1 hour per day, $400. That sounds legit. So watch out for these employment scams. But I want to talk a little bit more detail about a specific type of employment scam. And it's known as a task scam. And this is a very common scam that's actually, it's been circulating for a while now. But this is a type of scam that's really starting to get people here. And I have a victim's story that they shared on Reddit. And this victim lost $110,000. Lost over $100K. Right? So just to give you an idea, you know, again, these scams, they're serious. They're serious. 110K this person lost. So I'm going to take a minute. This story's a little long, but I'm going to share it because this is important, right? Might be saving you 110K out there. So the victim says, "Hi, everybody," or everyone. "I'm sharing this because I don't want anyone else to go through what I did. I lost $110,000 in a scam, and it all started with someone I trusted. A Chinese girl named Shen contacted me on Facebook. It probably wasn't a girl. We started talking regularly, and over time she gained my trust. She made it seem like she genuinely cared about me and even showed interest in my personal life and things I owned. That's why this is a long-term deception scam. They show that interest in you. You think you made a new friend. Whether it's a romantic friendship or just a new friend, they make you feel like you made a new friend, right? And you could trust them. They spend a couple weeks doing this, as this person has said, right? After building that trust, she introduced me to a TikTok platform where I can make money by completing orders. This is what's known as a task scam, is that they give you money for completing tasks, or in this case, completing orders. Right? And the idea was simple. I had to deposit my money to process orders. And once completed, I would get my money back with profit. At first, it worked. He saw returns, made everything feel right, real and safe, even added her own money, which he now believes was fake, to show me that she was serious and encourage me. Right? Then things started to escalate. And I just want to stop there real quick. See how they make it seem like it's real? Right? They'll let you get some money back, and they'll offer to put their money in. They really spend time making you feel like this is real, because they know at the end they get $100,000 out of you. So anyway, victim puts, then things started to escalate. The orders became bigger and bigger and more expensive. I had to add more money to complete them. If I didn't complete orders on time, I was charged penalties. When I tried to withdraw, I was asked to pay different fees, taxes, verification fees. Right? So things start getting all a little shady after they built your trust. So he goes on to say, I ended up transferring money to multiple different banks. And later I was also told to send money to crypto wallets. As things got worse, the pressure increased. Shen and her so-called sister, a lot of times they involve family. They say that their aunt is trading, or uncle, in this case said sister, right, kept pushing me to arrange more money by any means, including selling my car, my gold necklace, my diamond earrings. Oh, this is a female, I guess. They were constantly pressuring and manipulating me emotionally. Right? So, see, they don't even stop at what you have. They're telling her to sell her car, sell her jewelry. By that point, I'd already invested a lot and felt sick. It felt stuck. So I kept paying, hoping I could recover everything. And unfortunately, a lot of victims fall into that trap. They feel like they're so deeply invested that it's like any hope of getting it back, they just keep on paying more, and they're actually losing more and more. Eventually, I couldn't pay the tax they asked for. That's when everything changed. Shen and her so-called sister blocked me from everywhere, and the platform completely disappeared. I also realized she had been manipulating me emotionally the entire time, pretending to care, showing fake involvement, and gaining my trust just to take money from me. I feel devastated, embarrassed, and honestly broken thinking about how this happened. So a terrible, heartbreaking story, but I thank the victim for sharing the story. And again, they lost $110,000 to an employment scam. This case is a task scam. So be suspicious about employment offers, task scams. Any job offers that are making you pay up front is suspicious, right? If they're making you pay up front, don't trust it. If they're sending you a check and then telling you to purchase something and send equipment back, it's shady, right? So don't trust that. One more quick note about these fake employment scams. And it actually touches on a topic that's pretty dark for these scams. Is there's a human trafficking aspect to these scams. And what I mean by that is some of these scammers out there, they're actually being held. They're actually being held in scam compounds and forced to scam people, right? They've had their passport taken and they're being held in force. It's by criminal organizations. It's a serious, big criminal problem, right? Actually human trafficking. And a lot of those victims who were trafficked and forced to do these scams, a lot of them got tricked by fake employment scams, right? So just another thing to keep in mind. If you get offered some kind of international job, specifically in like Thailand or somewhere, in the Asian countries, be suspicious. So watch out for those employment scams. And if you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Give us a like, a follow, subscribe. It really does help. We're on here every week trying to spread awareness about common scams that target individuals. You, me, your friends, your family, right? We're all under attack by these scammers and they want to take everything you have. So knowledge is your best defense. It really is. We're going to talk about some more red flags, but we have some more common scams we're going to continue talking about here first. So plenty of time going on tonight. Invite some more people into the live streams here. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Let's see. Here Comes the Soul says, I've heard about Dubai centers that keep them against their will. Yeah, the big one is Myanmar. They have these scam compounds over there. And it's really bad because it's along the border of Thailand. So what they do is they trick their victims into thinking that they're coming to Thailand for a job. Right? They pick them up at the airport, drive them across the border. They don't even realize they're going across the border. And once they're across the border, that's it. They're in Myanmar. There's no government going to help them there. And then they're held captive. There's some articles about it. It's really been exposed over the past couple of years now. It's finally getting some attention and being exposed. But it's a big problem. And what you hear is they shut down one scam compound, but they just open up another one or move them to another area, right? Because they're in these kind of lawless, corrupt areas of the world. So scary situation. So let's talk about some more scams to be aware of. Fake order scams. I'm going to show you a few examples of this one too. So these fake order scams, sometimes called a fake purchase scam. Victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal the personal and financial information. Right now, I want to stress how common and how dangerous these fake order scams are, because this is one of those scams where you're being targeted with text messages, you're being targeted with phone calls, you're being targeted with emails, right? So from every direction, you're being targeted by these fake order notifications, and their goal is to get you to call a scammer. You think you're calling customer support to dispute it, but you're actually calling a scammer, right? Dave says, I've been involved in task scams. They want you to like YouTube videos and Amazon products, taking screenshots. I knew never to give up any money. I did make a few. A few, Dave. Very good. Yeah, these task scams. So here's a text message example of fake order scam. And this one impersonates Apple. And it says, we have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at the Apple Store for $143. And then it says there's some suspicious activity. And it continues to say, call this number immediately to cancel the charge. Right? And it seems innocent enough, like you're getting notified and I better call and dispute this charge. But if you call, you actually get connected to a scam call center. Right? And like Here Comes the Soul mentioned earlier, there's these scam call centers too, where they're full of scammers and they're waiting for you to call them. And we're going to talk about a couple more scams too that they trick you into calling them, tech support scams, right? But these fake order scams are a good example of that, right? You get this text message, you think, I didn't use my Apple Pay, all right? I better call this number, but it connects you to a scam call center, right? And again, they can impersonate anybody, which makes this scam so dangerous. Also, what we have is we have a story here, or a victim's story that I'm just going to read to you real quick. That was in the news. It's a 23-year-old Lincoln woman from Lincoln, Nebraska. She reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. And this is a fake order scam that she fell for. It says the scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone, right? And that's how it works. You get a fake notification. There was no iPhone purchased, but you get notified like you did. The woman called the number to dispute the purchase, right? And that's how she fell for the fake order scam, right? She got the notification and she called the number thinking that she's going to dispute it. That's how the fake order scam works. Now she's on the phone with the scammers. Here's what they tell you. Here's what they say, or an example of what one could say. They say she's on the phone with them. She thinks she's talking to Apple, but it's actually scammers. And she's told that her identity has been stolen. They're opening multiple accounts across multiple states, right? And then they connect the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent, right? And they instruct her to withdraw her money from the bank because they tell her it's not safe. Your money's not safe. Somebody's stolen your identity. You got to withdraw that money before the scammers do. Completely false, not true, but that's how they tricked the victim into withdrawing the money. Then she was told to purchase gift cards from Walmart, right? Gift cards are a red flag. Scammers love to get paid in gift cards because it's very hard to retrieve those funds once they're sent. So be aware of that scam. Don't fall for it. And notice the age of that woman, a 23-year-old woman, right? So it's not just the older folks that are falling for these scams. The younger folks are too. So we talked about a text message version of this fake order scam. We talked about an email version of this fake order scam. But let's talk about some phone call versions of this fake order scam, right? Because I told you you're being targeted from all directions. And phone calls are one of them. So let's listen to this first example of a scam call. They're impersonating Amazon, and they claim a MacBook Pro was purchased under your account. Right? Again, it's not true. Nothing was purchased, but it's a scam. They want you to press 1, and they want you to connect to a scammer. Okay, so let's take a listen to this phone call. And let me know in chat if you've been targeted by this scam.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
So that's a scam that's impersonating Amazon, right? And they claim MacBook Pro was purchased. If you hit 1, you get connected to a scammer, and they're going to try to steal your identity. This next example impersonates Walmart, claims a PlayStation was purchased under your account. Let's take a listen.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
Let's see. Nakdi Kalium 2096. I can't pronounce your name. He says, why don't you talk about the tricky scammers and not all this BS? Because I'm trying to protect your mother from getting her retirement stolen. That's why. But if you want to let me know what scams you want to hear about, I'm glad to add them to the rotation, my friend. So those are 2 fake order phone call examples. And the thing that's dangerous about these fake order phone calls is that they can impersonate anybody, right? Amazon, Walmart, Apple, all in the examples I just shared with you. So you have to be suspicious no matter what company they're saying they're from, no matter what item they're saying was purchased. Right? You got to keep the guard up. We see this a lot with PayPal scams too. You get emails saying there was a purchase on your PayPal account. So you get phone calls like these. Never press 1, right? Never press 1 to connect because you get connected to a scammer. Never trust phone numbers that they leave for you to call back. You always have to verify through official channels, right? If you think your Amazon account's someone's making purchases, log into your Amazon account and check yourself, right? Don't press 1, be connected to a scammer. All right, same thing with Apple. If you're getting notifications about your Apple Pay being used, check your Apple account directly, right? You don't want to press 1 or trust any phone numbers. Hey, Ava, good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Always good to see you. So the next scam we're going to talk about, grandparent scams. This is one of those heinous scams that everybody should be annoyed with, right? Because it literally targets your grandparents, your parents and your grandparents. That's why it's called the grandparent scam, Right? And this one, scammers impersonate a distressed relative. They're claiming usually been in an accident or arrested, needing financial help. It could be a scary situation. This is one of those scams where the scammers really do take advantage of making you think the matter is urgent, right? Your loved one's in jail. They've been in a terrible accident. They need help, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the older folks, you know, they're quick to help their loved ones. So I actually have an example here of a video of a grandparent scam performing this scam. And you might be wondering yourself, how could someone fall for this? I would know if it was my grandchild calling up, right? But after watching this video, maybe not so much. Right. So I'm going to play this video right now. This is a grandparent scammer. He's from the Dominican Republic, right? And how we got this video was there's a YouTuber, goes by name Scam Sandwich. He actually hacked. He hacked into the scammer's computer and recorded him on the webcam. So now we have a video of how a grandparent scammer actually performs this scam. Right? And what we're about to watch is this scammer, he's known as an opener. What he does is he initially reaches out to the victims and he initiates the scam. Right? And that's what we're going to see here. And then eventually what he does is he passes it off to closers who they're trained in getting the money from the victim. Right. So let's take a listen of this video. And let me know if you think that the woman was about to fall for this. There seems to be a little bit of debate. I think she's going to fall for it. Others say that she didn't sound like she's going to fall for it. I think she was. Let me know what you think. But anyway, here's the video of how these grandparent scams work.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
That's a real clip of a scammer performing a grandparent scam. Again, that was by YouTuber Scam Sandwich. Definitely check out his YouTube channel if you want to see the whole video. It's pretty cool, the whole video. That's just a very short clip of it. But anyway, yeah, that's a grandparent scammer. Watch out for that type of scam. Make sure that, you know, if you're the grandparents or the parents, be aware of this. If you're the children or grandchildren, make sure your parents or grandparents are aware of this type of scam. Because, you know, someone can get overwhelmed by it. They get a call like this. They're not even thinking it's a scam. They'll be worried about their loved one and not even think about it until it's too late. All right. So don't fall for these grandparent scams. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. Ava says, you worked with Scam Sandwich. Great guy. Very cool. And you've gotten some of these people arrested. Good. Good. I know it's hard to get to a lot of these scammers overseas, but any dent that we can put into it, the better, right? Oh, by the way, Ava, I know you're involved in this industry a little bit. So if you just want to put a blurb or something, I'm glad to shout out what you do and shout out your website or whatever. So let me know in the chat. I'm glad to help spread the word a little bit about what you guys are doing too. I think you help victims, I think, right? So now this next scam we're going to talk about, road toll scams. This one's kind of been fascinating to watch evolve. over the past couple years here. Some scammers impersonate road toll services, EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track. I mean, really all of them at this point. DMV, DOT, the list goes on. And victims are usually contacted by text message or email that contains a link to pay this fake road toll. All right, but it takes them to a fake website, steals their payment details. There never was an unpaid toll. All right, so so many different variations of this one going around. It picks up a lot during the holidays. All right, but really it goes all year round too. But just here are some examples of what you might encounter when you get these text messages. And the key point is not to click the link, right? You don't want to click these links. You don't want to visit these fake websites. But an example of what the text message might say: the toll roads notice a toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours or late fees will be increased. Right, and then I got the link to the fake website. They put sunpass.com in the website name, even though it's not sunpass.com. All right, another one here. Your vehicle has an unpaid toll bill. To avoid excessive late fees on your bill, please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. This one impersonates Easy Drive, Massachusetts. There's another one, final warning: unpaid tolls, failure to pay, $3.99 may result in further penalties. All right, so all scary stuff that they try to get you with these fake toll messages. And to them, it's a numbers game, to these scammers, right? There's been situations where, like, friends of mine they'll come to Florida, and then a week later they get a text message about a SunPass toll, right? And they think, wow, this must be legit. I was just in Florida, but it's not. It was a numbers game. The scammers know that they're sending out hundreds and thousands of these text messages, right? And they know that a certain amount of people are going to be in Florida that get the Florida text. A certain amount of people are going to be in Massachusetts that get the Massachusetts text. In those cases, it might feel real, but it's not. So you get one of these text messages or emails for that matter. If you're concerned that it's legit, check your app directly or go to the official website. Don't trust these links. Never trust the links that are in these text messages. And what was interesting about the unpaid road toll scam, it kind of evolved. It evolved into this outstanding traffic ticket scam, right? Where instead of impersonating toll services, they're impersonating government agencies, right? And here's a couple examples of that. Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Enforcement penalties to begin. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Nebraska State Administrative Code 15C-16, yada, yada, yada. If you do not comply, we will take the following actions. And this is where they make the threats. This is where people get scared when they get these messages. They say they're going to report to the DMV violation database. They're going to suspend your vehicle registration. They're going to suspend your driving privileges. They're going to transfer to a toll booth and charge 35% fee. And they may prosecute and affect your credit score. Right? All scary stuff. So people get this text and they think, well, I'm just going to click the link and pay it. It's only a couple dollars. But what's actually happening is you're going to get all your details stolen. They're going to steal your payment details and they're going to do bad things with they're going to buy TVs and stuff with your credit card. So you never want to click these links and you never want to provide your payment details. You can see the example next to it. The first example is Nebraska, but you can see the second example here, Illinois. It's an identical text. The scammers just swapped out the state name, right? And what's important about that to recognize is when a scam is circulating in one state, it's probably circulating in other states too, right? So it's important to be aware of that. And also, here's a third example here. This one impersonates New Jersey. Final notice, unpaid traffic violation, payment required January 19th, 2026. This is a fairly recent example, only a couple months old. This is a final notice for an unpaid traffic violation under New Jersey law. Failure to pay will trigger enforcement action. And that goes into all scary things that are going to happen again. Registration suspended, license suspended, all the same threats in the other texts. Right? Because the idea is they want to cause fear and they want you to react without thinking. So again, if you're concerned this is real, or is it legit, which in most cases is not because you don't really get notified by text, about unpaid traffic tickets. Reach out to the actual organization directly through official channels, right? If you're concerned is real. Whatever you do, do not click the link. Do not click the link. Don't call any phone numbers. All right. Now, sticking with this theme, I'm actually going to show you a pretty much brand new scam that's been circulating here about these fake parking tickets. And these started circulating about a month ago now. And see how realistic they look? People are getting emails and text messages with these documents attached. And the documents, I mean, they look pretty legit, right? They got the state logos on them, which, by the way, was funny. If you zoom in, you could tell that they're AI. Right? So you zoom in on these logos and you could tell, wait a minute, that's not real words or real text. So because they used AI to generate these logos. But how likely are you to notice that, right? So this one started popping up about a month ago, and it's probably in every state by now. These are just 3 examples. You know, state of New Jersey, state of Massachusetts, state of Florida. And what's interesting about these is these actually claim you have a court date they have to show up to, but they're fake. So I'm curious how many people actually show up for a court date. But anyway, the idea is the scammers want you to scan the QR code, and they want to steal your payment details. Ava, absolutely. Absolutely, Ava, definitely. Always looking to collaborate and promote each other. It takes a village when it comes to this stuff. It really does. It takes a village. We all got to stick together and spread awareness. And so, absolutely. I'm open to whatever collaboration ideas you have. You know, if you do some kind of interviews or cross promotion, I'm definitely up for it. Spread awareness. So if you get a text message or email that look like these, even though they're so official looking, don't fall for them. It's a scam. And again, by now they're popping up in every state. I've seen the example for New York, Illinois, a whole bunch of states. So and it's just this couple of other scams that are floating around related to driving and parking. Here's an actual fake paper ticket, right? A paper violation that's being left on cars. And in this example is from Houston, but we're starting to see this a lot in major cities. I've seen some examples from Denver and I think Miami, right? So the major cities, we're starting to see these fake traffic violation papers being left in people's windshield. And the idea is it's got a QR code that the victim scans, and they think they're paying a parking violation, but they're actually getting their payment details stolen. So if you find something like this in your windshield left on your car, be suspicious. And here's another one. This is actually a warning from the BBB. And this is from a couple of years ago. And I'm telling you, it's a lot worse now. It's a lot worse now. So if they were warning us about this a couple of years ago. So this warns about these fake QR code stickers being put on top of the legit stickers on parking meters, right? So what happens is people scan the meter. They think they're paying for parking. They're actually getting their payment details stolen, right? And then to add insult to injury, they come back from wherever they're going. Their car's gone because they got towed. So, you know, you get screwed by the scammer and you get screwed by the towing company, right? So, and this goes on to something larger, which means just scanning QR codes in public in general, right? You have to be careful when you scan QR codes in public. The safest QR code is one that you don't have to scan. That's what I like to say. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to use my own QR code as an example here, right? On the screen, you might be noticing these slides going across my screen here. One of them is donate, right? Shameless self-promotion, right? They got a QR code, they could donate. But here's the thing. You don't have to scan the QR code. I have the URL right above it. scamaware101.com/donate, right? So if you don't trust the QR code, go directly to the site instead, right? And that's what I mean by the safest QR code is one that you don't have to scan, right? If you can just go directly to the website instead, there you go. So that's how I recommend handling that. If you have no option but to scan a QR code, at least confirm where it's going and see if it looks legit to the best that you can. You know, it's these QR codes, they've been adapted fully by scammers. Now, ever since COVID kind of made these QR codes mainstream now, because during COVID, everybody learned how to go hands-free, right? Everybody learned how to scan menus instead of like holding menus, you know, how to scan QR codes. So watch out for these QR codes. They're mainstream now and important to be aware of. All right. How we all doing out there? So next up, we're going to actually talk about some common red flags. But first, for those who are just joining, or if you're just here for the first time, welcome to the live stream. My name is Jared with Scamaware 101. And our mission here at Scamaware 101 is to spread awareness about scams that target you, your friends, your family, right? We're under attack all day long by these scammers. And it's dangerous. These aren't the types of scams where you could get your money back. Unfortunately, once these scammers trick you, 99% of the time, the funds are gone. Right? So awareness is key. Being able to recognize these scams and stop them, we believe, is your best defense against scammers. So that's why we do this live stream. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help. You can join our free mailing list. It's on scamaware101.com. You join our free mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going live, some scam alerts and some scam warnings. No junk mail, I promise. It's perfectly legit and safe. So join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Again, it's free to join. And we're on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. Oh, no, I haven't mentioned yet. We have a YouTube store too. So you can help support the mission. You get some coffee mugs, water bottles, mouse pads. In fact, let me show you that real quick. We have our gift shop link right here on the website and also on our YouTube store. They're both the same, so either way. And we just have some merchandise here. And the products that we made available, the idea is these are all things you would kind of have in front of you on your desk. Your coffee mug, mouse pad, water bottle, stickers, things like that. All things that remind you or that loved one that keeps falling for scams not to fall for them, right? The way I envision it is you're about ready to fall for a scam and you go to take a sip out of your coffee and you say, oh, Scamware 101. That's right. Let me not fall for this scam. So, and plus, it supports a good cause too. So anyway, feel free to scoop up a mug, mouse pads. We have some stickers here too. Useful way to support the mission. Also, we offer group presentations, right? So we recently did a presentation for a synagogue last month. We do presentations for churches, community groups, local groups, HOAs, things like that. So we do group presentations. And if you're interested in that, reach out to us. We have some info on our website here too. And just all useful ways you can help support what we're doing over here. Now, with that said, let's talk about some common red flags to help you identify and stop a scam. We have a couple of videos actually about these red flags we're about to go over. We have two videos. We do 5 red flags in each. So if you want to share those red flags or those videos, go ahead and share them. I'm trying to get the zoom right here, but it doesn't look like the zoom is working out perfectly. There we go. Okay. So red flag number 1 that you're dealing with a scammer, and you heard me mention this a few times, is that they create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. Right? They try to insist on immediate action. Right? So if someone's being really persistent with you on the phone, even rude to the point, it's a big red flag. Right? Because these scammers, they try to create urgency. They try to create fear because they want you to react quickly without thinking. Right? They know that the more panic and pressure they could create, the faster a victim will hand over money and information. Okay? We're talking grandparent scams, right? We just went over the grandparent scam example, and that could be a scary situation, right? The victim is afraid for their family, and they want to react quickly to help their loved one. They don't realize it's a scam because they're in fear. They're trying to react. Right? Arrest warrant scams, we're going to talk these in a little bit, but the victim thinks you're going to get arrested, right? That's a sense of fear. They're going to act quickly, right? Bank impersonation scams, the scammers try to make you think your money is going to be stolen, right? And that's how to get you to react quickly. Your money's not safe. Withdraw it. Send it here. But it's all part of their tactics of using urgency and fear to get you to react, right? So don't fall for it. If someone's being pushy, demanding immediate payment, not letting you hang up or verify anything, don't trust it. It's a scam. And that's red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. This is a big one. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Right? It's extremely common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. In fact, the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? So that's why the scammers, they don't want you to talk to other people. And they'll come up with excuses for you not to tell anybody. Like in the grandparent scam, where the relative's been in an accident, they say, right? They say they're embarrassed about the arrest and not to tell anybody. But that's just a trick. They're trying to trick you into staying quiet. Investment scams, they'll say that the tip is just for you and the price is just for you, not to share it with anybody. That's just part of their trick. They just want to keep you quiet, right? Inheritance scams, they'll say that the inheritance has to be handled confidentially. That makes no sense, right? That's up to you. There's no reason somebody should be telling you to keep it confidential. Right? There's a fake fraudulent activity where they'll tell you, this is actually my favorite excuse that they use. The fake fraudulent activity. They'll say that they have an investigation going into the fraudulent activity. They're investigating the bank. They're investigating the teller, right? And you can't tell anybody because you could put the investigation at risk. But that's just a trick. That's just their clever way of requesting secrecy and trying to trick you into staying quiet, right? So if somebody's telling you to keep something confidential, not to share it with anybody, be suspicious. Be suspicious. That's red flag number 2. Red flag number 3. they ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. And we see this a lot, specifically tech support scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. But look, scammers love to get onto your device, your PC, your phone, right? Because once they're on your device, a lot of times they can steal your logins. They can steal your logins, your passwords, right? If you have them stored in Chrome, they can extract them. They can encrypt your files, hold your files ransom. If you have personal pictures and stuff like that, they can steal that and blackmail you. There's so many terrible things they can do once they get onto your device. They can even try to access your bank accounts, right? A lot of times they'll get onto your device, and keep in mind, you think that you're dealing with customer support, or you think you're dealing with your bank, and they'll tell you, why don't you log into your bank accounts and we'll look for suspicious activity. So the scammer's on your computer and you're popping up your bank accounts, showing them how much money you have. And meanwhile, they're making a note saying, okay, we're going to steal this. We're going to steal this. So don't let these scammers onto your computer. It's a big red flag when somebody tries to connect to your device. And we see it again. We see it in fake tech support scams. You get a fake virus alert, says you're infected with a virus. Call this number. You call. They try to connect your computer. Talk about that one a little bit. The fake order scams. We just talked about fake order scams, but one of the things that could happen when you call those numbers to dispute the orders, sometimes they'll say, let me connect to your device to see the notification. That's how they're trying to trick you into getting on your device. All right. There's a fake fraudulent activity, and that's the example I just gave you, where they'll say, we're investigating fraudulent activity, let me connect your device, and it'll say, let's check your bank accounts. But it's all part of the trick to get onto your device and get access to your logins and your accounts. All right, so if someone tries to connect your device, be suspicious, don't let them. And look, I always say that as far as letting someone connect your device, if you need tech support or help with your computer, right, you should already have somebody in mind who you're going to call. So this way, if you get one of these fake virus alerts, instead of calling them, call your tech support person, right? Maybe it's the family member that's good with computers. Maybe it's the tech support people at work. Maybe it's the computer shop down the street, right? But you should already have somebody in mind who you're going to call if you find yourself in a situation where you do need somebody to connect your device. But the takeaway is be very suspicious about letting strangers access your device. That's red flag number 3. Red flag number 4. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. This might be one of the most important red flags to be aware of, because a lot of times it's your last chance to stop the scam, right? Because if you don't realize that purchasing these gift cards, purchasing cryptocurrency is a red flag, the next step is you're giving it to the scammer. And once a scammer has it, it's going to be very hard to retrieve those funds, if not impossible. Right? So why do scammers love getting paid in gift cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM? Right? Because it's easier for them to move and transfer funds quickly. Right? And it's also harder for victims to recover the money after it's sent. When they trick you into purchasing these gift cards, they're going to ask you to send pictures of them. When you send pictures, the funds are going to be cleared out immediately. And even though you're holding those gift cards, they're worthless now. We see this a lot in IRS Social Security scams. Right? They say that you owe back taxes. They tell you got to pay in gift cards, which is, if you ever find yourself in that situation, the government does not accept gift cards. They do not accept cryptocurrency yet. But as of right now, they don't. So if you're talking to a government agency, they're telling you to purchase gift cards, it's a scam. Don't trust it. Okay. Romance scams, a lot of times they get their emotionally attached victim to send gift cards in cryptocurrency. The victim a lot of times thinks that they're just sending a gift card to someone that's special to them, right? Or a lot of times they think they're depositing cryptocurrency into a shared account. They don't understand how the cryptocurrency necessarily works. They think it's like a bank account where you can add and withdraw. They don't realize they're sending money to an account that once it's there. They can't get it anymore. And then the bank impersonation scams. Again, the scams, they make you think that your money's not safe. They make you think your identity's been stolen. Somebody has access to your bank account, and they'll tell you that you got to withdraw the money and transfer it to another account, or to purchase gift cards, and we'll reimburse you. It's a scam. If it doesn't feel right, don't trust it. So that's red flag number 4. Again, probably one of the most important ones. Right? The scammers, they request gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency. Big red flag. Don't trust it. Ava, I like how you put that. That's funny. So Ava was saying, I could talk to more people on Discord, and they said they'll never ask you to download a new app. So that's thank you for pointing that out. I was actually going to say, you're telling me to go to Discord, huh? Nah, it's all good. I know you're cool. Which, by the way, if you have a decent audience, Ava, I wouldn't mind doing a presentation for your audience too. Maybe you could do something on your YouTube. We could do a live presentation, or we could do some brainstorming. But anyway, let's get back to these red flags. In red flag number 5 here, the voicemail instructs you to call the number displayed under caller ID instead of stating a phone number. Right, and look, it's always a big red flag when there's a message or a recording that says call number displayed instead of actually stating a phone number, right? Because the thing with scammers is their phone numbers change constantly. They're always getting their phone numbers turned on and new phone numbers activated, right? So instead of updating their messages to always have these new phone numbers, they just say call number displayed, right? For them, it makes sense. But for us, it's a big red flag, right? So if you get this message or recording, it says call number displayed, be suspicious. And on that note, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break here. We just hit our we just wrapped up our first hour. We got another hour to go here. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, refill the coffee mug, the Scamaware 101 coffee mug, get recaffeinated. And we're going to be back in 5 minutes to continue with 5 more red flags. And then we're going to go into some more common scams. By the way, shout out to Dave, who made us all these songs that you're going to hear during the 5-minute break. Always appreciate you, Dave. We're our #1 members over here. All right, we're going to be back in 5 minutes.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link. We ain't falling for that. Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Jared, break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, flags, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, fat wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammerware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101, learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. 101. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, asks one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, everybody, we're back. We're going to continue the live stream uninterrupted for the rest of the evening. Got about another hour or so left. If you're just joining the live stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jared with Scamware 101. Our mission here is to spread awareness about common scams that target you, your friends, your family, right? Because we're all under attack by these scammers. They want to take everything we have. And really, the best defense is knowledge. At least that's what we believe. The best defense is knowledge, right? So we're here to help you recognize scams. And you can help by hitting that like button, subscribe, follow. It really does help. You can join our free mailing list on scamware101.com. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and some other useful scam awareness tips. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. Let's get something good out there. Now, without further ado, let's continue with some common red flags to help you identify these scammers and protect yourself. So we got 5 more to go, which, by the way, we have videos about these red flags too. So if you know someone that would find these useful, which really everybody should find these red flags useful, you go share the videos over on our YouTube channel with your loved ones. So let's talk about red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. Look, this is cybersecurity 101, right? You never want to open an attachment from someone you weren't expecting, whether it's an email or a text message, right? Because it could infect your device with malware, or it could take you to a fake website that steals your personal information, your payment details, right? And scammers use attachments to bypass filters. Okay, they do this with fake invoice scams. You'll get an invoice, an email that says open the attached invoice, but it's a virus, right? Or it takes you to a fake website, steals your payment details. You'll get a message or an email about an undeliverable package, and it'll say open the attachment, right? But again, it's malware or it takes you to a fake website. Or you'll get an unpaid road toll text message. We talked about those earlier, right? And sometimes I'll have an attachment that says click here to make that payment. Takes you to a fake website. So never open an attachment on a text message or email that you weren't expecting or from someone you don't know. All right, that's cybersecurity 101, and it's red flag number 6. All right, they're dealing with a scammer. So about red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply yes and reopen the message. So this is definitely a red flag. So replying yes to a text message, it actually tells the scammer to target you more. It lets them know that your phone number is active. It lets them know that you read text message. It lets them know that you even engage in reply, right? So now they're going to add your phone number to more scam lists, and they're going to target you even more. So that's why they try to get you to reply yes. And also, when you reply yes, sometimes it activates the link on your phone. It makes it that much easier to click. So scammers, it's very common for them to include that instruction at the end of the text message that says, reply yes and reopen the text message. Not every message that has that is a scam, but it's still worth being a red flag and being aware of and suspicious of. All right, we see these on outstanding traffic ticket scams I showed you earlier. Or we see these on undeliverable package scams. We see this on scams that impersonate the IRS. Really, we see these on all types of text message scams. So watch out for that red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Red flag number 8. They're dealing with a scammer. The caller asks to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, or Medicare number. Right? We see this a lot where scammers impersonate medical, financial, and government services to steal personal information. Sometimes they'll claim to have an important message, but for you to receive it, they'll ask you to verify your birth date or to verify your social security number, right? And you should never do that. If somebody calls you up and the first thing they're asking is your personal information, it's a scam, right? Don't do it. Hang up. If your concern is real, hang up and call back the official phone number of whoever they're claiming to be. And we see this a lot with Medicare scams, healthcare scams, where they impersonate healthcare services. They'll ask you to confirm your Medicare number, your date of birth. They'll ask you to confirm your start date. But what they're actually doing is try to steal your medical details so they can file false claims. And guess who gets stuck with the bill? You do. We see this with government impersonation scams. They'll call you up. They'll claim that they're going to issue a new social security number or they need to confirm your current social security number. Don't fall for it. Don't give out personal information to these unsolicited callers. If your concern is real, you got to hang up and then call back through official channels. It's red flag number 8. Caller asks you to confirm personal information, date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. Don't do it. Red flag number 9. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Look, scammers love directing you to these third-party chat apps because it's easier for them to communicate with victims all over the country, all over the world. All over the world, right? Who wants to sit there sending text messages, right? They want to have a chat app. And also, it offers more anonymity to hide behind, right? So they can use these apps to send you pictures and videos. And they know that they can hide behind the anonymity of the chat app. So always be suspicious if a stranger is directing you to download a third-party chat app. And we see this a lot with romance scams. Once you get matched with a scammer on a dating app or dating website, they'll direct you to WhatsApp to continue conversation. Right? It's a big red flag. What, they don't have a regular phone number that you could talk to them on? Wrong number scams. Right, we'll talk about this one in a little bit, but you get a wrong number text message. Oh, you seem nice. Let's be friends. Here, talk to me on WhatsApp. It's a red flag. They're trying to get you onto the third-party chat app. See with investment scams, they'll have an investment group over on Telegram or WhatsApp, and they'll use it to pump up their investment. They'll invite you over to that third-party chat app, and they'll think that there's legitimate interest in this investment, but they're not. It's part of the scam. So you're talking to a stranger, they're directing you to a third-party chat app. Be suspicious. It's red flag number 9. It's about red flag number 10. Here's the final red flag we'll talk about, and then we're going to jump into some more common scams here. Red flag number 10. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Okay, so this is actually a very common scam. And what they're actually trying to do is they're trying to open an account that's attached to your phone number or log into an account that's attached to your phone number. They're trying to do something malicious that's attached to your phone number. And we see this a lot on marketplace type websites like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, right? And what they do is they'll say something like, they'll impersonate a buyer or seller, and they'll say something like, I just want to verify that your phone number is real. I'm going to send you a code, right? But what they're doing is they're trying to log into one of your accounts, or they're trying to create an account. So a common scam is known as a Google Voice scam. And what they do is these scammers, they register these Google Voice accounts, but they attach them to victims' phone numbers. So when the victim replies with that code, they allow the scammer to create that account linked to their phone. So now the scammer is using these fraudulent Google Voice accounts that are linked to your phone number. So never give a code that's sent to your phone to an individual. Right? There's really no reason individuals should be sending codes to your phone. By the way, we also see this a lot when the scammers are impersonating banks. You'll be on the phone with a scammer. They'll be impersonating your bank. And what they'll do is they'll say, we need to verify your identity, and we're going to send a code to your phone. Then they try to log into your bank account. You get a code sent to your phone. You give them the code. You gave them access to your bank account. Sorry if that was hard to follow, but that's what they do. The takeaway is never give a code to somebody that's claiming they need to send a code to your phone. Okay, it's going to be a scam. Tell them to do something else. So anyway, that's red flag number 10. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Don't do it. It's a scam. That's 10 red flags that indicate you're dealing with a scammer. Again, we have a video about those red flags too, so definitely check it out, share it with friends, and spread the word. We're going to jump into some more common scams to be aware of here, but before we do, if you're just joining, thank you everybody for joining the live stream. Make sure to join the free mailing list on scamaware101.com. It's free to join. Also, again, we have some merch available too. Help support the mission here. Buy some coffee mugs, mouse pads, make great gifts. And we also do group presentations, right? Churches, synagogues, HOAs, community groups, community centers. So let us know. We'll do group presentations. Reach out to us. We'll send you some information. Takes a village, right? All right, let's keep going with some more common scams to be aware of. We got 5 more common scams that we're going to go over here. And then we're going to check out the AARP scam tracker map. So definitely stay tuned. We got a lot coming up for next 50 minutes or so. Probably going to about 8 o'clock here. So still time to share this live stream, get some more people in here. Lots of useful information coming up. So now, let's talk about arrest warrant scams. A lot of warnings about these scams coming out. Basically, a victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it, or that one's going to be issued. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. And this is a great example of how scammers use fear to create urgency and get a reaction. Right? And some common arrest warrant scam narratives. They'll say that you missed jury duty or you failed to show up to court. And now you got to pay a fee or else we're going to arrest you. All right? That's what they do. That's what they say. And here's the thing. Law enforcement isn't going to do that. They're not going to call you about this stuff. They're going to show up. They're going to send you official notices, and then they're going to show up at your door. They're not going to call up and give you a warning. Okay? Something important to keep in mind. I haven't mentioned it yet this live stream, and I really should have. You cannot trust caller ID. All right? Very important. If you take away anything from this live stream that maybe you didn't know before, it's that scammers could spoof caller ID. And what I mean by that is they could show the local sheriff's phone number on your caller ID, right? When they call you, your caller ID will show the sheriff's phone number, even though it's a scammer that's across the world. Okay, so you cannot trust caller ID. Just because it says it's law enforcement doesn't mean it is. Just because it says your bank doesn't mean it is. You have to hang up and verify. Okay, so anyway, I have a couple reports, some recent reports from earlier this year about these arrest warrant scams. I just want to read some of these details to you that were reported. Right, and we have a first report here. It says, a man reportedly from a sheriff's department in a city I used to live in said there was a warrant for my arrest. It was due to not reporting for jury duty. Right, so there's that whole jury duty narrative. Okay, and then it says, I was not to discuss this with anyone because children were involved. There's this the clever way to request secrecy, right? It's like children are involved. You can't tell anybody about this, but it's all part of this. Their clever ruse or clever scam, right? And then the victim was told to go to Walmart and put money on a one account. They would provide me with a barcode when I got there, right? So there's that one account. We mentioned that earlier on the unusual payments that they request, right? The red flags. So that's a perfect example of these arrest warrant scams. You know, they impersonate a sheriff's department in your city, and they tell you got to pay money. The second report says, received a phone call saying they were from the county sheriff and that I had 2 charges against me that I had to pay a fee. Was made to stay on the line and was directed to deposit money through a cryptocurrency machine. Right? So notice how they kept them on the phone? That goes back to trying to get them not to talk to anybody. They will sit on the phone with you while you're driving to a Bitcoin ATM. So just some interesting details confirmed by these reports that are important to know. And they're also red flags. One other thing to keep in mind about these arrest warrant scams, the scammers have been known to provide fake paperwork as well, right? So even if they're offering to provide paperwork, that doesn't mean you could trust it. So if you're concerned that this is real, if you're concerned that there's going to be an arrest warrant or something like that, what you got to do is hang up and call the organization directly, whoever they're claiming is issuing the warrant, right? And this is a common one. Be aware of this one. This one's pretty common. Create this cool infographic. Warning, how to spot an arrest warrant scam. The anatomy of a scam. They demand immediate payment. Use deceptive tactics to appear real, right? Fake caller ID, fake paperwork. Never trust the caller ID. And the golden rule, always hang up and verify. Lots of warnings about these arrest warrant scams because, I mean, they're impersonating law enforcement, right? Law enforcement doesn't like that, so. Next scam we're going to talk about, bank impersonation scams. These are dangerous because victims, right off the bat, they think they're talking to the bank and they usually lose their money, right? So scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers impersonating their bank. The caller ID might even display the bank's phone number, and it probably will display the bank's phone number. That doesn't mean you could trust it. Unfortunately, so many victims, when you hear their stories, a lot of times the reason they fell for the scam was because it said they had their bank's phone number and they thought they could trust it. Right? Caller ID said the bank. They didn't realize scammers could do that, and they thought they were talking to their bank. And here's an example of a bank impersonation scam. This one's a text message example. Verified TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. Right? But this isn't really from the bank. It's a scam. If you reply no, which is the idea because you didn't spend $250 at Walgreens. If you reply no, the scammer's going to try to get you on the phone. And then they're going to go into that whole narrative that somebody's stolen your identity. You have to transfer your money somewhere, withdraw it, and purchase gift cards. Don't fall for it. If you're ever contacted about something suspicious going on at your bank, whether it's an email, a phone call, a text message, fortunately, this one is kind of easy to address, right? What you do is you call the phone number on the back of your debit card. That's it. Don't trust any links. Don't trust any phone numbers that get texted to you. You got to call the number on the back of your debit card and talk to your bank directly, and they'll confirm anything that's going on, right? But don't trust what it says in the text message. Don't trust any phone numbers that it tells you to call. And here's a victim's story. In her case, she fell for a phone call version of this scam. She said, I feel so stupid. This young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering trusted Wells Fargo number. How to spot and avoid similar schemes. So it says that this victim's trouble began when she got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying she had fraudulent activity on her Zelle account. She was told to secure her account by sending money that'd go back into it right after. And that's how the scam works, right? And the only reason she fell for this is the phone number said it was Wells Fargo. So very important to recognize that. Just because your caller ID says it's the bank, that doesn't mean it is, right? And again, it's, the way to handle this is hang up and just call the number on the back of your debit card. I made this cool little infographic here, anatomy of bank impersonation scam. Right? Scammers provide a fake cover story. They tell victims to lie to bank tellers. They'll tell them that if the bank teller asks, tell them it's for home improvements and contractors. It's all part of their clever scam. So again, you get contacted, phone, text message, anything claiming to be for the bank, hang up. Call your bank directly using the number on the back of your card. Don't fall for it. Next scam we're going to talk about here. We've got 3 more left, and we're going to go into the AARP scam tracking map. Wrong number scams. These are really dangerous, right? Because similar to the Facebook scams that we mentioned earlier, the social media scams that we kind of kicked off the live stream with, these wrong number scams are just as dangerous because they're these long-term deceit type scams, right? So scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies, wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim. As trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance or pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the victim. What's dangerous about this type of scam is it could start with any type of message, claiming to be for anyone, right? Like, hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or excuse me, is this Emma? Or a random message that says, have a cup of coffee together sometime, right? Your natural reaction is to reply back and say, wrong number, or who is this? But that's what the scammer wants. Because at the very least, they now know to target you with more scams, right? They know that you read the messages and you reply, so they'll target you with more scams. But more dangerously, they're going to try to build up a friendship and a trust with you now. And here's an example about how that might go here. Right, this example starts off with just a random message, unknown number, hi. Person replies back, hi, who's this? Scammer replies, I'm Karina, are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. They always have some excuse to have your number. You know, I met someone at a party last week, right? Reply back, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Right, and at this point, really, the conversation should end. Right, if this was a real wrong number text message, the conversation should end. But it's not, it's a scam. So scammer keeps going, right? You reply, that's okay, no problem. Scammer keeps going. Thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Right? So they're asking your name, right? We said Pat. They reply, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right? They're going to try to get your name, your age, your location, and they're going to get this information to try and determine the best scam to proceed with, whether it's an investment scam or a romance scam. So you never want to reply to these wrong number text messages. And, you know, I know it's tough because you want to be polite, right? You want to let somebody know that they have a wrong number. But 99% of the time, it's going to be a scam. And even by just replying, you're telling them to scam you more, right? So you have to be very careful in these wrong number scams. Again, we did a video about this scam. It's actually our most popular video. It got over 102,000 views, which is wild. So check out the video we did on these wrong number scams. But again, don't even reply. It's best to just ignore them. If you don't recognize the number, don't reply to it. You know, I got one more example I want to show you too of this. So here's another example. Right, so you get a random text message. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And it includes a picture. Right, well, look. They're including a picture there because they're trying to, you know, give you some kind of incentive to reply. Right. So what's interesting about this example is the text message comes in at 1:58 p.m., right? We don't reply. And then 4 hours later on the dot, at 5:58 p.m., there's a follow-up. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? So now I share this example for a few reasons. One, maybe I'll clickbait a few extra people into the live stream to see the picture come in. Great, right? You know what? If they were going to fall for that by the scammer, then they should come in here. But then second reason I share this is because notice how there's no reply, and 4 hours on the dot, right? At 5:58, it says, have you gotten the pictures I sent, right? Why is it 4 hours on the dot? Because this is a bot. This isn't even a real person like sitting here sending messages. This is a bot that's programmed to send the same initial message, hi, Byron, I'm Jane, with the picture, to 100,000 numbers. And then when they don't reply in 4 hours, is programmed 4 hours later to send the follow-up message. Right? It's a bot. It's not even a real person. So hundreds and thousands of phone numbers are being targeted by this same bot. Now, eventually, after it collects your information, like in the examples we shared, eventually it's going to connect you to an actual real scammer. Okay? But first, the bot collects all your information and then it hands you off. So don't fall for this type of scam. We included this example in the video we did. And many people commented confirming they received the exact same message, exact same picture. And by the way, is this picture a real person or is it AI? My bet is it's AI. And the problem is that that's what these scammers could do now. If you do a reverse image lookup, you won't find anybody else using these pictures because they're just generated by AI. So anyway, that's why I share this example. It gives you a peek of what these scammers are capable of, right? They're sending out hundreds of thousands of text messages a day. They're including AI images. They have bots that are programmed to do the follow-up 4 hours later, right? That's what we're up against, people, right? And that's why awareness is so important. So watch out for these wrong number scams. Again, they're long-term scams. They're going to build up your trust for a week or two. you're going to think that you made a new friend or you have somebody that's like romantically interested in you, right? But then they're going to get you. Then they're going to say, hey, join my investment club. My uncle or my aunt does investing. Or, hey, join my private investment group, right? Or download this chat app. Don't trust it. Very common scam. Oh, Ava. Ava says, just put you on our community page. Awesome. Thank you, Ava. I appreciate it. Appreciate the link for sure. This last scam we're going to, actually second to last scam that we're going to talk about here. Faith-based group leader impersonation scams. This one's interesting. I mean, I was actually surprised to see how many reports were coming in about this one. But scammers actually posing as trusted religious leaders, priests, rabbis, pastors, to deceive members of their community, right? They reach out with urgent requests for money or gift cards, right? And they'll actually claim to be your priest, your pastor, your rabbi. And I have some reports here from January. And, it's fascinating how far these scammers are willing to go. So here's some January 12th, right? So a couple months ago, January 12th, contacted by our pastor. He needed help getting Apple gift cards for cancer patients in the hospital, right? It's a scam. How terrible, how heinous is that of a scam where they're using cancer patients as an excuse, right? But they're actually impersonating your pastor. You'll get an email and it'll look like it's from your pastor. Another report, the person impersonates a pastor from our church in South San Francisco, asked to send money to Brazil because he has a personal emergency, right? So here's the scammer impersonating the pastor and saying, hey, I need your help. Send me gift cards to Brazil. Okay. And by send, he means take a picture. Here's another report. I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards immediately. He needed to send them out. So think about this. 10 Amazon gift cards, probably $500 each. That's a $5,000 scam. And the scammer's impersonating your priest, right? They're creating an email that has your priest's name, and you're thinking, oh, sure, my priest will reimburse me. He says he'll reimburse me. I could trust this, but it's a scam. Okay. And there's another report here. Someone's saying they were my rabbi, asking me to get 5 Target gift cards, $500 each for sick people. All right. There you go. That's a $2,500 scam right there by a scammer impersonating a rabbi. Right. So again, they create these email addresses. They make them look like they're the leaders of faith-based organizations, pastors, priests, rabbis, your local church, your local synagogue, right? And they're targeting members of your community. They're targeting members of your church, members of your synagogue. So be aware of this. And in fact, this is one of the points where I definitely want to mention. This is who we do the group presentations for, right? If you're a member of a church, a synagogue, right, we do group presentations. So reach out to us and we give you some prices, right? But like I said, it takes a village, and this is one of the things that we do. One of the few things we do that actually make some money over here is group presentations for churches, synagogues, communities, things like that. So be aware of it. And hey, if you're feeling generous, purchase a group presentation for your church, your synagogue. And it's important to spread awareness. And just a couple more notes about the faith-based group leader impersonation scam and how to protect yourself, right? Inspect the email address carefully, because these scammers, they're impersonating trusted contacts, not just your faith leaders, but they're impersonating your friends, your family, your coworkers, right? And they create these fake email addresses that are meant to look like people you know and people you trust. Right, so always examine the email address carefully. Even if one extra letter or a letter is reversed, it could be fake, right? Always verify through a second communication channel. Don't just trust the email at face value, right? If you get one of these emails that claim to be a pastor, your priest, your rabbi, a family member, a friend, right? Call up and confirm over the phone, right? Make sure this is actually legit. A lot of times it's not. Most of the time it's not, right? So you always have to call up and talk to somebody. Call the main office, call the person that's, requesting money from you. Use some kind of second verification to make sure this is a legit request, because we know scammers are doing this, right? We know scammers are doing this. It's not that hard for them to find out who, the leaders of your church are, who the leaders of a synagogue or any other group is, right? And then just a third point about this is gift card requests should always be a red flag, right? We talked about this when we went over red flags, and we mentioned this in some more scam examples. But gift cards, they have to be a red flag in your mind. We know that scammers love to receive gift cards, right? So any request for gift cards you have to be suspicious about. So watch out for these faith-based organization impersonation scams. They're a big problem. You don't want to fall for them. Again, we do those group presentations, so reach out to us if you're interested in a group presentation for your church, synagogue, community group, HOAs, retirement communities. We're really trying to get our group presentations out there. Really, it's one of the few ways we can actually make some money over here and keep going. So we can use the support. But anyway, the last scam we're going to talk about here, I actually have two examples that I'm going to play for you and share with you, are crypto exchange impersonation scams. Right? So these are very similar to bank impersonation scams, except these scammers are impersonating your crypto exchange, meaning Coinbase, Gemini, the two very popular, probably the most common crypto exchanges here over in the US. Right? And these two examples are actually phone calls that I received that I'm going to play for you right now. The first one impersonates Coinbase, and this is actually a phone call. You know, I went along with them for a little bit and recorded it, so I'm going to play it for you. And the second one is just a voicemail from a scammer impersonating Gemini. Right? So let's listen to this Coinbase scam phone call first.
This is about your crypto accounts or Coinbase, your digital asset platform account.
What's going on?
Well, sir, with our file, there is a registered Coinbase account under your information, and we have your request that there's a request of changing your primary email address from this account. So we are calling you for the verification whether are you the one who authorizing this request to change your email or not.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay. So when was the last time you were active to your Coinbase account? Do you remember that?
I'm not sure. Can't you tell from over there?
Well, sir, right now, as I can see, there are some of the recent login we have detected by our server. And as I can see, the requests which are coming from, it is from the different IP location in foreign country, in Mexico. And the next login we have found, it is in the New Jersey. So among these two locations, can you please verify me which one could be a recent or it could be a last location from where you have monitored your account? Is that from New Jersey or it is from the Mexico, the country?
I travel, so it might have been both. Yeah, they didn't like that. They didn't like that when I said I traveled. So I didn't like how they said like New Jersey. I didn't know if they were trying to get into my account and like if my answers mattered or whatnot. So I was kind of like, I just said I travel a lot. And they didn't like that and they hung up. But after the fact, Dave actually pointed out, they probably got the New Jersey thing from my phone number, right? Because even though I'm not in New Jersey anymore, I got a New Jersey area code, right? So they probably used the area code. And so that's something, that's a little trick they use. They have to watch out for, right? You get a call, they know what state you're in. Well, they just might be using the area code on your phone. So, but anyway, that was an example of a Coinbase scam. It works like a bank impersonation scam. They call you up, they say there's suspicious activity, and then they try to get your personal details and eventually get into your account. The second one, this is just a voicemail that was left, and this one impersonates Gemini. It's just a classic example of them claiming there's suspicious activity and trying to trick you. So let's take a listen to that.
This is an automated call from Gemini. A new device has logged in from Singapore. If this was not made by you, press 1 to be connected to one of our representatives.
All right, and that's that. Don't fall for these types of phone calls. They're scams. If you're concerned that there's something strange going on with your crypto accounts or exchange accounts, reach out directly. Don't trust phone numbers. Don't press 1. Right? Be suspicious. So that actually concludes all the scam examples that we have lined up for this evening, but we're not done yet. We're actually ahead of schedule here. We're going to spend the next 15 or 20 minutes checking out the scam tracker map, the AARP scam tracker map. And this is one of my favorite parts of the live stream, actually. So if you're here, definitely stick around, because what we're going to do is we're going to go check out the AA part reports in real time from like usually within the past 2 days that were reported to AARP. And we have a link to the AARP scam tracking map here on our website, scamware101.com, tools and software. You scroll down to the bottom, we have the AARP scam tracking map here. And what's cool about the scam tracker map is it gives you an idea about what scams are trending, some of the details that the scammers use in their tricks. So let's take a look here. All right, so most recent reports we have 3 days ago. This is pretty recent, right? So the first report, it says tech support scams and fraud. Got an email saying I was billed $389 for a subscription. I called the number and got someone from offshore. There we go. So there's a perfect example of a fake order scam. They call it a tech support scam, but it's really a fake order scam. The person got notified saying that they were billed $389 and they're tricked into calling a phone number to dispute it, right? They call that number. It turns out to be a scammer. So that's a great example of another fake order scam. And, you know, I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the fake order scams, they're dangerous because they can impersonate anybody. They can claim anything was purchased, right? And that's what they're doing in this case. So watch out for these fake order scams that claim you've been billed for something and they try to trick you into calling a number. So here's another one. Identity theft. Email hacked into my account and changed the contact email and address. Don't give any other details though, so not much I can say about that one. I will say when it comes to email, you always want to have your 2FA or MFA enabled, multi-factor authentication, preferably using the app, the Authenticator app. It helps keep the bad guys out. I know it's a pain having to enter codes and get text messages or look it up in an Authenticator app, but that's what you got to do to stay secure. You have to do it. Especially something like your email. Once they get into your email, they can kind of do anything. They can start requesting password resets using other services because now they have access to your email. So it's never good. You always want to lock down your email with 2FA, MFA. Next scam report, elder scams and fraud. I saw an ad on my phone from a company called selling a face serum, especially for older women, the price for $3. I'm not going to talk about that scam. That just falls under, be careful who you order from online, right? If you don't recognize a website or a company, you have to do your research and make sure you're ordering from someone legit. Business imposter scam. Recorded message from Amazon regarding a purchase. Oh, there we go. This is exactly what I played for you. This example is still circulating now. Let's see what else they say. So the fake order scam, one of those examples was a phone call impersonates Amazon, right? And it claims your MacBook Pro was purchased and tries to get you to press 1. So let's see what this says. Okay, recorded message from Amazon. Pressed 1, was transferred to Alex from Amazon. He talked about an order for an Apple product. Yeah, so it's the same MO. Right, you get these phone calls that try to trick you into calling a number. Don't do it. Right? If they're claiming something was purchased in your Amazon account, go check your Amazon account directly or reach out to Amazon directly. Don't trust these phone numbers. That's how they get you. They trick you into calling these phone numbers. They actually call scammers. Check out the next page of reports here. Received the following by text. Dear Amazon customer, inform me that an item you purchased in February. Ooh, what's this? This could be a refund, fake refund one. Let's see. Yes, the fake recall. Ooh, you know what? I actually have a example of this. Let me go grab the example for you. Yep, here we are. So this person is reporting a scam. They get a text message that says, Dear Amazon customer, this message informs me that an item you purchased has been included in a product recall. To protect your well-being, please stop the product right away, complete recall details and guidance, and get a full refund by clicking this link. So this is how the scam works. They're trying to tell you you're entitled to a refund, right? And to get you to click a link, right? But then they're going to steal whatever details you enter at the link. Probably your Amazon account too. But here's an example of this scam that I happen to have, right? Refund for an item in your recent order. And it tries to get you to click on this link. And they're going to steal your personal details. Yeah. So watch out for these recall scams that offer you a refund. They're circulating. text messages, emails. You see, this one was group text too. All right. Let's see what other scams people report in here. And then we're going to wrap up in about 10 minutes. So make sure to hit that like button if you haven't yet. Like, follow, subscribe. Really does help. Let's see. Check scam. Sent my payment to Citibank. It was washed and deposited 2 times. Oof. Had to contact my bank's fraud department. Ouch. Let's see what else it says about this. Okay, I had to contact my bank's fraud department on Saturday night because I could not understand the teller. It took 3 people to get it recorded. Luckily, I got my money rebated. Read up on a problem, ordered checks with holograms. 3 of my neighbors had the same problem, same bank. I've never seen any info in AARP magazine on this. Interesting. Ordered checks with holograms. Is that the fix for this type of check scam, I wonder? Getting checks with holograms? Anybody that wants to chime in into the chat, let me know, because I'd love to be able to give a tip like that. Order checks with holograms to protect your checks from getting washed. That'd be good. We have to check that out. No pun intended. Cryptocurrency scams and fraud. Telegram, withdraw funds never allowed, continually request fees. All right, so that sounds like a pig butchering scam. They get you investing. They don't let you withdraw the funds. They request fees. Yeah, I didn't give any more details, but that's pretty much the MO of these cryptocurrency funds. They lost over $5,000. Dangerous scam. Dangerous scam. We talked about those pig butchering scams earlier. They're trying to get you to download these fake investment apps or log into these websites. Don't trust them. They literally create fake apps, fake websites for the purpose of making it seem like you're getting returns. Auto-related scam. They want $165 for traffic violation. It says it's from the DMV, but the number it comes from is +63. So +63 is a country code outside of the United States. It's the Philippines, and a lot of scams come from that country code. So if you get any kind of text message from outside of the country using a country code that's +63 or anything outside of the U.S., don't trust it. Don't trust it. And this is the fake traffic violation scams. We talked about these earlier in the live stream too. Showed you a bunch of examples. This one has been nonstop for like 2 years now. These various traffic violation and parking violation scams. I don't fall for them. All right, I think this is the last page we'll look at here. Claimed to be a student for a school, but never named the school. Asked what this was about. Repeated the line. Asked, let's see. This is interesting. What's this one? Repeated line. Asked how they got my number. They hung up. Something about the whole thing was very wrong. I'm not sure what they were after, but this is not the first time they called me. Phone call made it 30 seconds. They claimed to be a student for a school, but never named a school. Asked what. Weird. Definitely sounds strange. Don't know about that scam. I'm going to guess that was probably a fake charity scam or fake donation scam, calling up for school. That's what I'm going to guess. Well, you need to watch out for these fake charity scams too. Travel-related scam. Caller asked about my airline ticket I purchased. I have not purchased any airline tickets in about 2 years. They get any other details? Nope, no other details. Damn. Okay. Let's see what the next 2 reports are here. Elder scams. A woman claiming to work for an emergency company called and is now texting asking for money. Oh, for an energy company. Ahaha, okay. This is worth talking about. Yeah, so scammers, they impersonate utility companies, energy companies, cable providers, phone providers, right? They impersonate all these different services. And the thing with when they impersonate energy companies, what they'll do is during the summer, they'll claim they're going to turn your power off so you can't use your AC, right? And then during the winter, they'll claim they're going to turn your heat off, right? And they usually say it's because you owe money and you have to pay a bill or they never receive payment, but it's a scam. right? They call you up, they impersonate your power company, they use fear to make you think you're going to get your power turned off, and they try to take your money from you. Again, this always goes back to having to hang up and verify through official channels, right? Even if the caller ID says it's your power company, your energy company, that doesn't mean you could trust it. You have to hang up and you got to call directly. So that's definitely worth noting. Watch out for these utility company impersonations. It's a popular scam out there. Oh, inheritance scam. And this is going to be a good one to wrap up on because I think I actually have an example of this one I could show you. I'll grab the example real quick. So this is a snail mail example, right? Which we haven't spent too much time on the snail mail examples today, but scammers are still using regular mail. Like, it's actually very common. They use them a lot for prize scams, fake lottery scams, inheritance scams. And this one, it actually looks like it's probably the exact same letter that I'm about ready to show you. So this person reports, I received a letter from a law firm in Ontario claiming that a probable relative, same last name as mine, has died and left over $10 million in her estate and no known beneficiaries. This law firm was claiming to be hunting for a relative. The law firm is real and the address was real, but the letter was mailed from Houston, Texas. I don't think a law firm in Ontario will be mailing letters from Texas, and today I found out that 2 of my neighbors got the same letter, but the name of the deceased has been changed to match their last names. Yes. We were all very able to discern that this was a scam, but we wanted AARP to know. Yes, and guess what? I actually have an example of this letter that they're talking about. And this one was given to me back in November 2024. Right? See, I got the Ontario, London, Ontario, right? So this is the same scam. It's still circulating. Same exact scam. But this actual letter, you get the letter in the mail. It goes on to say they're with a law firm. They're trying to find a relative. The name, they do make the name match. The name of the supposed deceased relative, they make the last name match who it's sent to. All right, as you can see, I blurred them out here, but they did match. So this is an example of what they're reporting here. Now, I'm glad that we have this report to share with you because a lot of people, they trust something that arrives in their mail. They're more likely to trust it, right? But scammers are using snail mail too. Also, notice how at the bottom it says, this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. There's that request for confidentiality, that red flag we mentioned earlier too. You know, who are they to tell you to keep an inheritance confidential? That's up to you. So there we go. That's an example of an inheritance scam that this person reported right here to AARP. I think that's probably a good scam to wrap up on here. We're just about ready to hit the 2-hour mark. By the way, make sure to check out our online tools and software page. We have a bunch of links to some useful third-party resources, some discount links here for VPNs and password managers. You get a pretty good price here using our referral link. A bunch of other useful links here. We'll go over these next week on the live stream. But anyway, folks, that's it for this week's live stream. Thank you, everybody who attended. I appreciate you all. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't yet. To everybody new that joined, appreciate any new subscribers and followers. And yeah, purchase some merch, help support the mission here. Check out our YouTube store, our gift shop link on the bottom of our site. Make sure to join the free mailing list. We're on our website, scamaware101.com. It's free to join. We'll send you some scam awareness tips, reminders when we're going live. We're live every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. We go for at least 2 hours, sharing all these scam examples with you, warning you how to protect yourself from these scams. And that's about it, everybody. Thanks again for joining. Ava, it was really nice talking to you. Let's figure something out. Let's do some collabs. Let's get the word out there. All right, everybody. Bear with me while I end these live streams. Appreciate you all. Until next time, I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Stay safe. Let's see if I can play you some outro music. play some outro music while we get these live streams shut down.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect.
Scamaware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around.
Easy cash, fast love, miracle in cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that.
Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test.
If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Jared, break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, betting wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price.